Hey church, good to see y'all again. Day 12, part 2 of 2 on Isaiah 58 with me. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and it's Friday. We made it. I'm proud of you. Get into something good this weekend. Enjoy your family, and just know that the Lord's near, even in the joy of being silly with family and friends. So I encourage you, have a good time, and cut loose. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Isaiah 58 is a kind of charge and a comfort. And today's the comfort. So this is kind of nice to go into the weekend. The promises of God in a season of fasting is what he goes into. I'm going to be looking at verses 9 through 14 here. And the thing that you come away with here is pretty awesome. And it's so bold of the Lord, but then again, it's God. He's the most bold person ever. But I sat and I read these and reread these 5 verses, amazed at what the power of fasting could do. Because he's speaking towards freedom from oppression and social justice in a society. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm in a space here locally in 21st century America where every corner I look around, every time I turn on the news, all I see is oppression and a need for social justice. So it's almost like, the prophet Isaiah in his conversation with God is speaking through the ages, millennia ahead to me. And so I really took courage in this. I hope that it's encouraging to you as well. We talked yesterday about making sure our hearts are right and anew in the Spirit of God. And the reason that's necessary is because God is trying to raise up a foundation within you. And that foundation is going to be the basis for all the freedom from oppression and the social justice that's going to be necessary. If the foundation's faulty, it's a lot like the New Testament, the house built on the sand, it'll crumble when the pressure comes, when the waves hit it. But a house built on the rock stands firm. And that's what making sure your heart in your devotion to the Lord in this season of fasting is doing. You're building firm the stone of foundation in your faith and in your walk with Jesus. The charge also tells us we don't go alone. And man, for me, that was like getting a rush of inspiration and a re-energizing of my spirit. It's like a 5-hour energy of the Holy Spirit. You take a swig and you're like, that's awesome news. Thank God I don't go alone at this. Because freedom from oppression and creating social justice sounds an awful lot like work. And it's something that I'm going to need somebody backing me up. And that person is Jesus. If we have that righteousness of the Spirit and we have the good space that he's in, he promises us this, and I want to read the verse that he says, "You shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water whose waters don't fail." He calls us in this verse to go to those that are hungry and not only feed them physically, but feed them spiritually. But he promises us also that we're going to be an endless spring because of what he gives us, and what he promises is waiting for us in the right attitude and mindset towards him. So as you approach day 12 and the days ahead, think about that. When you need to recenter, when you need to question, am I doing the right thing? Is my attitude in the right place? Know that when you recenter and you put it in the right place, the restoration of Jesus is right there, waiting for you to take it. He's giving it to you. You need but accept it. That's so powerful because that empowers us to step out into the streets of Winchester, into Clark County. That gives us the opportunity to go up to people. And if they look hungry, you can give them a hot dog. But more than anything, what he's calling us to here is creating community. The only way that social justice and the end of oppression come is by getting down and doing the dirty work. And God's going with us into that. He's going to create the opportunities that we need as a church body and as individuals to follow him into the place where we're feeding people spiritually. And for me, that's awesome. I'm a teacher. I constantly see kids, unfortunately right now on Zoom, but I constantly see kids that are in need of what Jesus is talking about here, what God is talking about here. They need to be replenished. They need social justice. They need freedom from the oppressions that are on top of them. And I can be but a piece of that gateway away from all this for them. And I don't know any other way to express that other than to follow dutifully what God's telling me to do in this passage. Keep my foundation firm and watch it expand as we can develop communities of believers around us through this. And that's something that Pastor Jeff has really been on. The idea that we have to firm up who we are so that we can better facilitate the community. This falls right in line with where we are as a church body, guys. I really, really hope that you stay encouraged to know that fighting oppression, building social justice is as simple as being a shoulder to cry on, a hand to shake, or someone to laugh with. Hope you're doing well, and go get day 13. I'll see you next time.